Hello there. Tonight we'll be making curried mince with cabbage and rice. I know it doesn't sound that attractive, but believe me, it's very yummy. It's absolutely delicious. This is something I grew up eating. My mum always made it, and I'm using the special coconut rice. I do know how to cook rice. I've just been lazy lately, so I've been using the packaged stuff, and that's actually a really good one. Right, the ingredients. I have here 500 grams of ground mincemeat. That's beef. I have about 300 grams of green beans. I have here 2 large red onions that I've sliced up. I have 3 cloves of garlic that I've finely chopped. And I have it must be about 3 or 4 big handfuls of cabbage that I've shredded. So it's a good chunk of cabbage. This is some black pepper, salt, and in here I have 4 tablespoons of curried powder. Mine's a mild curry powder, so I use about 4 big heaped tablespoons. I have a teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of paprika. And that's it. This is all you need. And when you put it all together, you can make magic happen. In a large pan, I'm using my wok because it's deep. Just put a couple sprays. I literally got my little spray of oil here and I just went spray and just sprayed maybe 3 little sprays. Otherwise, use maybe a teaspoon of oil because mincemeat can be quite greasy. You want to fry that mince until it goes really deep brown color where it's not burnt, but it's just getting that crispiness. While you're waiting for your mince to fry, you can just add the salt and the pepper to that spice mix and then just give it a little mix and mix it all together to combine. One thing I forgot to mention is you would need just 2 OXO cubes, beef OXO cubes. Another ingredient that I forgot was some double concentrated tomato puree. You're only going to need just 1 tablespoon. As you can see, this mince is starting to brown now, so just keep stirring it. Because the more the mince browns, the more that flavour comes out. You really get that lovely beef flavour. And down there I've got little Barnes. He's had your tidbits. You've had tidbits already. Yes, you have. Once your mince is really starting to brown, you can add the OXO cubes and just stir that through. You just want to add a little bit of water, just like a splash and a splash, the tiniest bit of water. Mix it in and leave that water to cook down with the mince. Just you're combining the mince and the OXO cubes, and you just let it cook down. You don't want a runny sauce. You want this just to soften that mince and cook through, and then you can add a little bit more water and just a little bit more water, and then just leave that till all the water cooks away. And you can see it's cooking nicely now and it's bubbling. And just leave that to bubble, stir occasionally, and cook this for about maybe 7 minutes or so. Once the mince is cooked through, then just stick it on the side like that. Barney's getting impatient. I've saved him a little piece to cook. It's hot. It's hot. There. Okay. He's like this every night when I cook. Once your mince has cooked, it'll look like that. Let me grab a spoon to show you. So if you can see, it's not runny. It's not like a gravy, but the mince is cooked and it's almost soft and moist, just like that. And it's a lovely colour. In the same pan that you use to cook your mincemeat, just add maybe a little bit more oil, about a tablespoon of oil, and then put your onions and your garlic, and we're just going to saute those onions and garlic. We want them to be nice and brown and caramel. As you can tell, the onions and garlic are starting to go nice and brown and caramelized. Before they get too caramelized, just add in your cabbage and your beans. And then combine and cook through. You want to keep stirring and frying these until all that cabbage and beans are cooked through. Once you've got this gorgeous, gorgeous colour, it's almost like a golden colour where all the vegetables are cooked together nicely, that's when you can re-add the mince back to the pan, the tomato puree and the spice mix. And once you've added that, I've just added 1 heaped tablespoon of tomato puree, and you just combine it all and mix it together to combine. Once you've combined, then just add some water. I'm using about, as you can tell, it's only a small little like sherry glass, a small glass worth, and just mix it through. I'm going to turn the heat down, and I'm going to leave this to simmer for about 10 minutes or so, just stirring occasionally until that sauce cooks down. You don't really want much sauce at the end of it. You want it to be all nice and juicy, but without a gravy. And once it's done, you should be left with something that looks like this. If you can tell, it's not a runny sauce, but it's not completely dry either. It's got almost just a slight gravy to it. Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll have that with half a bag of this coconut rice. I only need half for myself. And yeah, I usually like it tossed together, so I'll have it like in a stir fry where you have the rice and then you mix everything together, so it's like a stir fry. Or if you prefer, you can have the rice on the side and then have a big dollop of this, and everything that's left over, as I always do, I make my own homemade ready meals because this is a lot of food. So what I always do is I'll bag it up. I have these little bags which I pop it in freezer bags, and I'll stick it in the freezer, whatever's left over, and then I have homemade ready meals on hand as and when I need it. And once it's all plated up, this is how it looks. I like to mix my rice in, but you can have your rice on the side. It's completely optional, and I've sprinkled over a bit of parsley on top. Yeah, please do like this video and share it, subscribe to my channel. It all helps my channel to grow, and it's very appreciated. If you give this recipe a try, or any of my other recipes, then please leave in the comments how you found it, anything that you would change or do differently. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.